Welcome to this month's newsletter overview, a podcast that brings you stories of transformation and prayer from around the world through the work of every home for Christ. Hello, and welcome to our September 2024 update. Let's take a few moments to catch up on what's happening with every home for Christ in Australia, New Zealand, and beyond. Starting off with some inspiration from Hebrews 12, we're reminded that living out our faith is like running a marathon. It takes perseverance, focus, and a willingness to let go of distractions, fixing our eyes on Jesus, who leads us in this race. That same mindset is at the heart of EHC's mission, carrying Christ to every home, everywhere, and to every generation. Across the globe, EHC continues to face significant challenges. Places like Cameroon, Bangladesh, Israel, and Papua New Guinea are in need, both spiritually and financially. But through trials, our faith grows stronger, as James reminds us. Your prayers and support are a lifeline in these tough times. Back home, we recently had the privilege of sharing EHC's mission on Vision Christian Radio, reaching an audience of over 60,000 listeners nationwide. It's part of how we're mobilizing believers and spreading the gospel through media and storytelling. In Samoa, EHC is preparing to welcome Timothy, a dedicated Fijian missionary who will serve for 2 years. There are still many places across Samoa where the gospel hasn't been heard, and your support can help Timothy meet basic living costs so he can focus on the mission. Now, let's talk youth. We're thrilled to welcome 2 new youth ambassadors, Jemima Ayub and Leon Karatzis. Jemima, a law student, brings sharp research skills and a deep commitment to service. Leon, a media and communications student, is our creative powerhouse, handling everything from design to digital outreach. Together, they're launching the NextGen Disciples Youth Portal, a space where young believers can come together to share ideas, engage in events, and live out their faith boldly. Father's Day is also a time for reflection, celebrating the powerful role fathers play in their children's lives. It's also a chance to support initiatives like the Zambia Farming Project, which helps farming dads overcome climate challenges and care for their families through sustainable agriculture. In Bangladesh, political upheaval has created real danger for Christian communities. After the Prime Minister's resignation in August, violence surged, especially against minorities. Churches have been attacked, and many pastors are in hiding. EHC is working closely with local authorities to protect its teams, but we're asking you to pray for peace, for safety, and for wisdom. There's also great opportunity. South Asian communities are now the largest migrant group in Australia, and the Satya Network, South Asian Tide for Yesu in Australia, is rising to meet the moment. This year's Satya conference, themed Holistic Discipleship, is all about building authentic relationships and sharing Jesus in both word and action. It's happening on September 7th in Carlingford, and everyone's invited. Looking ahead, we're asking Aussies to consider including EHC in their wills. A bequest is a beautiful way to leave a lasting impact, supporting outreach, training, and church engagement well into the future. Greg Bondar, our Executive Director, continues to travel and speak across Australia. He's sharing the EHC story, encouraging congregations and inviting churches to get involved. If you'd like Greg, or one of our speakers, to visit your church, just reach out. And speaking of special moments, happy 90th birthday to the Honourable Reverend Fred Nile. What a legacy of faith and leadership. Don't forget to join our National Prayer webinar this September. We're reading through the Psalms this month and focusing prayer on leaders like Tanner and Bethany Peak, Greg and Lynn Bondar, our board, and our global teams. We're lifting up believers in South Sudan, Russia, Central Asia, and many more nations. Places where the gospel is advancing in powerful ways, even amid hardship. From prison outreach in Czechia to house church planting in Venezuela, your prayers are making a real difference. And remember, if you've got a prayer request, we'd love to hear from you. Just email us, and the team will stand with you in prayer. Thanks for listening, and thank you for being part of this global movement to bring Christ to every home. Let's keep running this race with endurance, with joy, and with our eyes fixed on Jesus. Thanks for listening to this month's episode. To support EHC, you can make a donation at everyhome.org.au/donate.